I've got beautiful, beautiful Priestess Beate here. I'm so excited to have you here, Beate. And she's going to share her review, her testimony, her experience of the Awaken the Priestess Within. Beate has been working with me for close to 2 years. It's been an amazing, incredible, beautiful, powerful journey. And it's been such a blessing and such an honor to support you and your journey. Stepping into your power has just been so gorgeous to watch you, just bloom. So my first question is, what prompted you, inspired you to step into the Awaken the Priestess Within training?
Thank you, Shamet. That is actually a really, really cool. I love this question because it seems so far in the distance in the past that we started. I guess because we move a lot. Yeah. So I decided to take on this training when we've been working on a few like 7-week workshops together. Before this training started. And what actually really ignited me was the workshop Awakening the Psychic Abilities to me. And it was like oh yeah, finally I'm in it felt like I'm in an area where I belong in a way. So I know, or I know now that I kind of had it all my life, but I was kind of shying away because it wasn't really what my surroundings, where I worked, how I did things, wanted to go. So I always used my intuition, even in business. So I always, but it felt like I was never understood and I could never really explore. And yeah, in this 7-week course, we did so many things. You introduced me to card reading, what I now love, and using a pendulum and all these fun things. Yeah, that was good. And also in life, I was in an area where I knew deep in, I need to transform. There's more in me. And I needed to find that what is the more, I was pretty, it showed pretty clear at this stage that there is more I need to do and to get out of myself. And yeah, the priestess modules and going alongside the chakras, it was just what I literally feel drawn to and think, yeah, that's it, that's me. And it had a very, very feminine approach to me. What it wasn't clear to me at the time when I decided to do it, but now it's clear because I needed this feminine side in me to come out. It was hidden, I think, with being in business and before being a sports coach. It was pretty much a lot of male energy in me, not that I was still a woman, so not like a gender transformation, but like really the soft side in me, the playful side, the colorful side, like a year back, I would never put my crown on my head, I have to admit. So things like this, like really being more light, being more soft, being more, and coming into myself, I guess, on the end, yeah. So to see what's more, that's mainly, and I knew that one or two, I think two of the others who joined up the priestess training have been working in the other courses with you, and we got a kind of a little bit of relationship. So that was maybe quite nice to go with somebody together.
Yeah, I love that you began the journey with the journey through the chakras and doing the chakra classes with me, and then you stepped into the manifesting Your Most Abundant Life 7-week course. And then you stepped into the 7-week Awaken Your Sacred Centers, which is called the Awaken the Oracle Within. Now I've renamed it, but yeah, I feel like looking back on it, it was, I think that course in particular that you felt very resonant with, which
Mhm.
when I announced that I'm remembering that now, when I announced that I was going to do the Priestess training, I think it was 3 of you that went, oh yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah,
So,
it was kind of a no-brainer kind of. It was like felt really organic, natural to go in, just really for self-improvement. Like I could feel, and yeah, and thanks to you, how you've been guiding us, and helping us to see us who we are actually can become. You've seen it before we actually went there, and that was probably the draw, so that's why I could follow it,
yeah,
so that was
yeah.
really nice.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for that. And, you had done so that was different, 3 7-week courses. And then, you dived into my very first Awaken the Priestess Within 9-month journey, which is, a huge testimony in itself that, you were enjoying working with me upon this journey of your awakening. Um, but so when you dived into the priestess training, what in particular did you feel that you wanted to get out of the training is the first question, and then did the training deliver that? And I'd love to hear your feedback on that.
Very interesting question, because I cannot really clearly say what I wanted out of it. I'll be honest. I just kind of knew to become more, I need to do this. It was more already following the intuition, so, and for this, I could say, to like one thing I said before, I wanted to get my feminine side out, definitely, and also a really strong foundation to get really clear and trusting on my intuition. And to come to your second question, yes, the training delivered this and far more. Really far more. You helped us beautifully to clear blockages, like helped us to see old patterns, and really gave us tools to get rid of them. And also what happened now to me, that am I not able to get rid of them straight away, but the awareness, the awareness of being aware of a pattern. And that was something really amazing in the training. So like literally now, if something complicated or challenging comes my way, or something I don't agree with or don't like in somebody else, I go like, no, hang on, why do I not like this? There must be more behind, like I'm starting to dig in the like underneath, what is underlying, what is it, what the other person or the situation actually wants to show me to learn. And that is a really, really great outcome as well, and what I learned during this training, and that's fantastic. And also you being vulnerable, that was a really good lesson to me, because I think I've been somebody strong, or I believed I needed to be strong, but now I realized actually being vulnerable, that is being strong. So that was really, yeah, that was actually a really, really good, vulnerable lesson.
Beautiful.
And to
Thank you.
know what I want and say it, and
Yeah.
we both worked a lot on boundaries, because that was one of my particular issue. It still is, but I'm learning, for me now, the boundaries, setting them for now, that's the training wheel. And I'm so looking forward that I will be able, on some of the things in my life, that I can have these for my heart boundaries, but they don't feel like boundaries, like a boundary is pushing somebody away. But I think I will be able to stay my ground and have what I need, but still have the love for the situation or the person without giving them the feeling I'm pushing them away. So that's something exciting on,
Yeah.
still working on.
Yeah. Yeah. That sacred, divine, feminine boundary of not creating a barrier, but having a boundary. You've really, I feel, made leaps and bounds with that one. It's been incredible to watch you, to witness the
Okay,
evolution.
thank you.
Yeah, you may not feel it completely yet, but I can see it, and it's been extraordinary to watch your unfolding. Yeah.
I have to say, I do, like, we all have our really not good days, so then it's not working. But in usual now, I can really do this, and that feels really good. And I have to admit, that's really what you get back. It's extraordinary. It's really amazing, because I go like, whoa, it was easy. Ha! So it's like, wow. That's, yeah, that's definitely been big.
Good. Wonderful. Thank you, hon. So my next question, and in a lot of regards, I think you answered it, but what was your, kind of a few biggest takeaways from the training that you go, oh yeah, that is what I needed? Like your
Yeah,
favorite part, like the juiciest morsels, the like yummiest bits.
oh, wow. How much time do we have for all the yummy bits?
Oh,
Definitely being vulnerable. That is one of the nice, really good thing to have now with me. The ability to set sacred feminine boundaries, like really out of my heart boundaries. So they're not pushing people away, or like, I'm still learning, but sometimes it's already happening. And yeah, and actually a wonderful connection to all the other attendees, like an absolute feeling of being absolutely safe. So there was no moment I felt unsafe in a way that I would think, oh my God, I can't say this. What would anybody say or think of me? Or gosh, that's too much, that I can't share. So I personally never had this feeling that I can't share in the group. So it was a beautiful group of women being together and really holding each other, having each other's back, pulling each other up, encouraging each other, and loving each other. That is just incredible, really. And maybe for me that is very super special, because I used to work in a lot of areas with men, and I think there was a strong male energy, what is not a bad energy. So I'm learning the balance is the key. and the balance will be the key in the world, and I have to start with me. So otherwise, yeah, where do we start otherwise? But yeah, that was really, really cool. And knowing we'll be connected forever now.
You just brought tears to my eyes because, yeah, I feel the same way. Feels like such a strong, well, it is such a strong sisterhood,
Mm,
really, for all of us. And I can speak for myself as well that, the container of energy that we all created together was truly, truly special, very healing, very magical. And and I remember we all came in with the sisterhood, mother, the sister, mother, and the witch wound. you know, like we all came in with that, and I feel, from what you're saying and how I feel in my own heart, so much of that was healed in this container. Just wow, breakthroughs and quantum jumps, and whew, it was powerful. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
and and I add to this what was also absolutely amazing, that it was it, okay, I was the student, but I was also the teacher. That was beautiful. So you've been holding as a priestess, you're holding the space for us, you're holding the modules, you gave us the ideas, but then it felt like we've been learning together, we've been teaching each other. So you encouraged us. So it's not like you're sitting in class and the teacher sits in front and talks down to you kind of scenario. And I think that was amazing. And I definitely see, even in schools, I would love to see this as the teaching style, because I think, for my belief, that that gets more out of everybody.
Yeah, this is the sacred divine feminine leadership where we're all sitting as
Yeah.
equals in the circle. Yeah, thank you for that. That's a really good. I would love to see that too. Yeah. And my two boys trained me on that one. When I can sit next to them by their side, they're more likely to listen to me than if I'm going, you know, then they
Yeah,
don't listen at all. They just turn off. So they've taught me. Yeah.
I can see this. And yes, the younger generation, I think, is already slightly ahead of this, and that will be the future. I can see this pretty clearly, you know.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And it needs to be as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's very inspiring because there are companies already starting to implement this
Mm.
kind of new paradigm leadership. So it's really, I love that you brought that up because that's one thing I feel very strongly about. Yeah.
And I that's something I enjoyed. And of course, there was an element of not new to me and challenge, because being German, very structured, experience the flow and being okay with the flow. Yeah, that's interesting. But it taught me so much. And I can sit back, just feed an idea, wait what's coming out, and then, you know, it will be discussed or not. So I think it was, in this regards, a real cool preparation for all of us to go forwards. And I think that's why we all did it in a way, because we knew some change is needed. But for change to need, we had to change, or we need to change. We need to transform. We need to get softer, better, lovinger, whatever, So to do this, and yeah, now I enjoyed it.
Great. And how did you feel about the one-on-ones with me?
Oh,
You could
I
say,
loved
you can add a little. Yeah.
it. Yeah, no, thank you. They've been amazing and good insights. You always been able to just wait, listen, and then somehow, I don't know sometimes how you do it, the right question just spits out, and all of a sudden I give myself my answer, you know. I've been seeking, and that was good. And some of the one-on-ones we worked on quite some really, really practical things. And in the one-on-ones, you have had will have the ability to encourage. You encouraged me to really go for it in like real life, you know, like in do it, just do it like this, and the outcome has been amazing, you know. And it wasn't like you helped me to give myself the advice, actually, you know. And from time to time, you throw in an example from what's happened to you. And that was nice too to me, because then it's like, oh, okay, cool. You can do it, I can do it. Kind of, you know, like encouraging, oh yeah, we together, we can do this. I'm strong, you know, and that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they've been really good. And yeah, holding the space for me to see myself more than I am.
Yeah. To seeing the blind spots. Yeah. I know. It's been so powerful working with, you know, others to have that mirrored back, because sometimes we just don't see certain things. So we really do all need each other, as sovereign as we are, as our
Yeah.
sovereign queens and priestesses. It's still, I just had a session a few weeks ago and I was like, oh, I didn't see that at all. It's so good. It's so good that we need each other in a lot of ways, you know, that community aspect, that support. And, you know, I've always been personally very independent and strong and very warrior woman, but actually, you know, stepping into the sacred divine feminine is that softening into the heart and into
Mm.
community, you know, and how we can support each other in our medicine woman ways, and help midwife each other and midwife, you know, the new paradigm. So it's, yeah, thank you for that. That was really good feedback. And I love doing the one-on-ones. I love the combination of the group and then the one-on-ones, because then I can support, you know, the group, but then I can support each, you know, priestess in the group, which supports the group energy too. So it's that microcosm, macrocosm. And yeah, I love both. I love it so much. One-on-one work is really special time. So thank you for that. So for someone that is thinking about, you know, stepping into the priestess training, what would you say to them?
Just go for it, dive in, have the experience. And of course, I would say, yep, one of the most amazing teachers I worked with so far. And it's really, yeah, it's amazing and it's good. And if they might say, oh, but it's quite long, you know, I would say, yeah, but that's exactly how long you will need. It is a process, you can't force it. And I think if I can't even imagine that we could have done it shorter, you know, because I believe things needed to adjust in between. So you like really to really go through all that in yourself. And I have to admit, I'm not finished, and it's beautiful. And you shared so many really great modules. So now I'm having the opportunity to go back. So even that, I would say, look, you get tools and you can then go back to the tools and you can do it again, and you get all these beautiful goddesses working together with you, and then you will be connected with them, and that will help you forward. So like, yeah.
Thank you. That was a really good point to make, is yeah, you do get to have that access to the Priestess portal and go back. And it does take time when you learn a new tool or
Mm.
a new way of seeing things and doing things. It does take time to integrate that, you know? And so, yeah, I agree. I thought about shortening the training, and then I thought, no, it actually is just as long as it needs to be to have that time to process things. And I also love, Beate, that you said I'm not finished. Is yeah. I mean, if we were finished with our transformational journey, we would be ascended masters, which means we wouldn't need to be here anymore. So,
Mm.
you know, the transformative experience just continues, like, you know, like an
Yeah.
onion. It layers and layers and layers, and I'm still on my transformative journey too. But would you say that the training then gave you the necessary tools for your awakening, your awareness, your alignment, and your transformative journey?
But it definitely gave me a lot of tools, and I loved all the videos you had prepared for us, because that's also good. And uh, we can even go back to all the live calls we did with the group, and that's fascinating, because what I also learned in the process, looking at myself on the video afterwards, like even 2, 3, 4 weeks later, like revisiting that is really powerful in itself, because when do we get the chance to really see ourselves in a learning process, in a, yeah, I go like, did I say this? I'm looking at these videos and I really sometimes go, huh, interesting. Or I go like, oh, that was my thought at the time. I'm not sure if I still agree, so like really, this is quite, yeah, that is an amazing tool as well. So like, thank you. You using technology very good for us to utilize this, so that we do have the ability to go back and revisit if we wish, of course. Like maybe by now 4 years back, I'm started to work on myself to be photographed to start with. And look, here I am having a live interview with you. Oh my goodness. What a transformation. So that's, I think, speaks, yeah, that is a really good credit. And it's never been, I never felt forced. Challenged from time to time, but in a really good way, like, and I have to admit, I do like a challenge. So it's not that I don't like challenges, but in a challenge that goes deep, and it really only is a challenge what is around myself, not a challenge from an outside issue I have to conquer. It's really conquering myself. And then, yeah, so many really cool things. And then towards the end, or no, in the middle, in the heart chakra, when we married ourselves. I hope I didn't give something away, but that was beautiful and really important to me, because since then I really sometimes ask myself, Beate, do you agree? Shall we do this? I'm speaking to myself as I would speak to my beloved. And that is absolutely amazing, because I think that really helped me to be truly in myself. And by loving and accepting myself on my own opinion, I guess that reflects to the others, and they can do the same with me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And this is a good point to ask the last and final question I have for you is from where you were when you began and where you are now, like, do you notice a big change? And I guess you kind of did just answer that in some ways, but is there anything else that you want to add to that? Like the transformation?
What I may haven't said too much yet, I definitely 100% trust my intuition now again. I'm not doubting myself, and if I say something and it doesn't feel like it was me, I don't mind. I know it's okay. It needed to come out. And there's something I'm very grateful for, because I think that got lost somewhere in my life. And I'm very, very, very grateful that I do have this back. And yeah, also learning to in the sensitivity of things, when I feel, or I sometimes know what's happened to the other person, but through the training be able to wait and see if this person is ready to receive, or if they still need something, that was, or being able to ask a question to see if the person wants it, information you actually getting without, it's not that I'm not asking for it, it's just coming. And I guess this is really cool and really, yeah, I'm not shy anymore about it, so like literally, even if somebody looks strange at me, oh, what do you think? You can't know this. And I'm like, you can think whatever you want to think about it, but that's what I'm saying. And leave it or take it. It's not I'm not making it personal anymore. And that's quite liberating, I have to say. Yeah. And I think when I started the training, I had a glimpse of it. I knew it's possible, but now I know, and now I'm sure, and now I'm in it, so I can say this for certain.
Yeah, I have really witnessed you step into your power. Yeah, yeah. And I remember, just to add to what you're saying, how good you've gotten at saying yes, at saying no, and at saying maybe.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about this part.
Yeah. Yeah, which is very liberating in itself, to be able
Mm.
to trust yourself and then to have that follow through um, in your practical, life. So, yeah, great. That's fantastic. Oh, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Oh, I guess we touched a lot, and altogether it was an amazing journey. We went through dark valleys and we went to bright sunlight, and that's amazing. And I love the steps, and I actually have to say I love who I became to finish with this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I love.
thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
now I'm crying in a minute.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. I love that you love who you've become. I love who you've become too. Although I have to say I loved you from the very beginning anyways, but
Oh, yeah, and I can give the compliment back. I loved you from the beginning, but I love you how you became, because I think you became with us, so we've been all together, and I love how everybody stepped out and became, so it's really amazing. But I guess what I wanted to reflect is that I'm able to say now that I love what I became. It was like,
I helped you birth you, and yeah, I'm like the midwife.
yeah.
But you did all your own birthing, and you did it all, yourself. I'm just there supporting you in that process and that journey. Um, and you're right, like spot on. It was a journey for me too. I went through my own transformations. We grow together, we rise together, we bloom together. And um, I see it as a whole like garden, a garden of blooming, beautiful roses and
Yeah.
sunflowers and tulips. And yeah, thank you so much, Beate, for your
No,
testimony, your review. Thank you for
thank
this
you.
interview. Yeah, and thank you for being you. And I love you so much. We will continue. This has not stopped. I never like goodbyes. I like aloha.
um,
So,
Thank you. That's not an end. Of course not. It's just a
yeah,
new beginning.
yeah, absolutely. And for
Thank
all
you.
of you that, yeah, all of you that are listening, all the priestesses that have come through my training, from time to time, they will be involved in the circles once a month. And so you will be seeing more of them. And, this is my vision has always been together we rise and that we support each other as a priestess collective. So it certainly isn't an ending. It's more and more new beginnings, and more is going to be happening. And so this lovely Beata is an incredible healer. And that, yeah, actually, I have one more question for you is now, like, what are you going to be doing in the world? What is your gift to humanity? What are your soul path person purpose, and what you're birthing and bringing to the world? And I know you've got a lot going on, but maybe share just a few things with us.
At this moment of time, I'm bringing for some massages to the world. For some people, are allowed to enjoy this. Some people are allowed to enjoy my Reiki. I'm a Reiki master as well. But I think what I bring to the world, and I think that has already begun, I will step with every footstep. I will bring light and healing to the world. With every word I say, I will bring light and healing to the world. And with every hug, with every action, whatever I do, that's my commitment. That's what I want to do. To bring the light and the love to the world, the joy, the happiness, and may this transform or help others to see them. Just with me as an example. So, yeah.
Beautiful priestess. Oh, yes, it's a way of life. It's the priestess path. Well, it has been an absolute honor, a blessing, a joy to sing with you, to dance with you, to pray with you, to laugh with you, to cry with you. Like, it's been an incredible journey on so many levels. And thank you again for being in my world. I love you so much. All many blessings, and I
Thank you.
know that you walk your walk and talk your talk and bring the priestess path in everything that you do. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.